Rene Diop is a 6'8" freshman from Senegal, West Africa, and I had the opportunity to sit down with him and speak about his experience at Concord University. Where are you from?
I'm from Dakar, Senegal, West Africa.
Okay, what interested you in basketball?
Believe it or not, I was playing soccer at first. I was playing soccer since 2017. Then I got tall, like I got very tall, and I moved out to another country where my dad was working at. And I just met this coach out of nowhere. It was just random. I just met him out of the store, and he just asked me if I was playing basketball because I was very tall and stuff. And I was like, nah, I just play soccer for fun. It was like, you should come try basketball because you too tall to not be playing basketball. And I went to his facility. I watched him practice. I actually liked it, and I came back next week and started practicing with him. That's really how I got into it.
How old were you?
I was 15, I think, 15 years old.
Okay. What was your path to get to Concord to play here?
So after that year that I spent with him, I went to Florida, Sarasota, Florida. It's like a city in between Miami and Orlando, where I played at for 3 years. And last year, I joined a postgrad program because I had an injury my senior year. I injured my shoulder, so I had to take an extra year to get ready, get physically ready and all that. And Coach Mays just contacted me because he really liked how I played. Because I stay in contact with him, I stay in touch with him, and just took a visit. He offered me, and that's really how I got into it.
Okay. What's been the hardest adjustment between being in the U.S. and being home?
It's two different words. It's everything was new. New city, new weather, everything was new. So it was hard at first, but once I got used to it, it was pretty good. The jet lag was definitely the hardest thing.
Despite his late start in basketball, Rene has played in 20 games and is averaging 2.6 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 13 blocks on the season for the Mountain Lions. I was also able to sit down with Coach Todd May, who had nothing but great things to say about Rene, who he found purely out of coincidence.
It's an interesting story, actually. Coach Howard had a buddy who coaches up at UMBC, Baltimore County, up D1. And he had, I can't remember the connection, but he had a cousin, or it was a cousin's friend or something, that was playing at the same prep school he was. And so they had sent us film on the other kid, and I'm watching him. He's a wing, and keep watching him. This kid's not bad. I'm like, who's this big? I keep seeing this big in the action. And reached out to their coach, who I had a connection with. He used to coach at West Virginia with Jim Beeline back in the day. And starts telling me about this kid, just a phenomenal kid. But he's only been playing basketball for 5 years. And so we reached out and started, communicating and recruiting him, and were able to bring him up. I think it was either in April, or it was before school was out, so it was in April. And had him on a visit, and he loved it here. And he wanted to go home and obviously go back to Florida at the prep school and talk to his prep school coach, talk to his dad, who was back home. But when we dropped him off at the airport, he told Coach Howard he'd see him in August.
How would you describe Rene as a player?
First and foremost, before him as a player, he's just a phenomenal kid. I always tell the story. I've told it to Wes, I've told it to other people. So all of our freshmen have to do laundry at some point throughout the year there. And it was his week to do laundry, and I had some stuff that was in the wash as well. And I said, hey, Rene, when that stuff gets done, just throw it in the dryer. I'll get it out of the dryer, or just put it in my locker, whatever you need to do there. He took it out of the dryer, put it in my locker, and folded it and put, I'm kind of a neat freak, so he put it exactly where it needed to be in my locker. So that tells you the type of kid he is. And I mean, you guys are around him a bunch. He is just a phenomenal kid. Yes sir, no sir. I can get on him when I need to get on him. But as a player, his best basketball is still ahead of him. Like I said, just that where he's only played 5 years of organized basketball. He's just a sponge. And when you coach him, you tell him to do something, he'll go out and try to do it to the best of his ability. He's kind of had an up and down year this year, just being a freshman and adjusting to college basketball, which is a huge adjustment for anybody, regardless if they play prep school, high school, whatever the case may be. But I thought the other night as we're doing this. It's right after our win against Frostburg. I thought that was his best game, offensively, defensively. He's got to get stronger. He's got to, work on his footwork. He's got to work on all those things that freshmen have to do. But we're really, really excited for his future here at Concord.
Rene may have just started his time here at Concord, but it's safe to say that within the next couple years, he's going to be one player to watch.